Hey y'all, welcome back to Moments with Miss Amy. I am so glad you joined me. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about how short life is. And yes, I am short myself, but that's what I want to talk to you about is about how short life is and the importance of diving into it, going ahead, living life and living it to the fullest. One of my mentors, Stevie Marie, actually said a comment that really hit home when I heard her talking today, and that was how sometimes the days are long, but the year is short when we really look at it. And I know sometimes we go through days that we are just like, oh, would this day just end? Like the things that are going on are just negative and just such a challenge, and I'm just exhausted. And sometimes those days last for days, not just one day. Sometimes we're dealing with things that it just feels like this is our life and this is how our life is going to be. And we're overwhelmed with it and we're exhausted with it and we just want out of it. And I think that's when we need to remember that it will eventually change. Things are going to get better. And that even though the day seems long, the years are short. Like how quickly time passes by. Even when you're young, if you stop for a moment and you think about it, like maybe you're in high school now and you think back to, oh my gosh, it just seems like the other day I was in like middle school or elementary school. Like, how could that have been 2 years, 3 years, 4 years ago? But it does. Time just goes through so fast. So fast. Oftentimes not when we're anticipating something, when we're waiting for something, when we're excited about like that trip that's coming up, an opportunity to see family, the end of school, vacation, retirement. Like sometimes it seems so far off in the distance because we're focusing and we're watching and we're expecting and it's hard to wait. But other times we realize just how quickly that time just went when we were trying to get prepared for something. And it's like, oh, I should be okay. I've got enough time till Christmas and it'll be good. And then all of a sudden it's like, Christmas is coming right around the corner and I'm not ready. And so it's crazy how time has that fluidity, that kind of fluctuating. Like, sometimes it seems like it's racing. Other times it's moving in slow motion. But that's why it is so important to be aware of time. Now I'm going to share a scripture with you. This one here is Psalm 39:4. Lord, remind me how brief my time on earth will be. Remind me that my days are numbered, how fleeting my life is. Guys, we're all meant for something. Every single one of us has been created for such a purpose as this. There are things in your life that only you will be able to do to make the impact that we need. And so when are you going to step out and start making that impact? Now, some of you, again, may be younger and you may be thinking to yourself, seriously, like I'm a teenager, what can I be doing towards mine? But you know something? There are teenagers out there that are changing this world and you could be one as well. But even if you don't think at this moment that whatever your plan or purpose is, or maybe you don't even know what it is, like, I don't even know what I want for lunch, much less what my purpose is, that's okay. But ask the Lord to remind you how fleeting life is and to remind you to enjoy the moments. Now, that doesn't mean YOLO, you only live one life, so hey, let's just jump on out there and make all these choices that we are going to quite possibly regret because we quite possibly will live through them, okay? Let's not do that. Remember that you only live once, so you know what? Make sure you're doing your best. Make sure it's the best life. In one of my mentoring sessions that I had, I was taught something that I thought was just so valuable, and that was where they said to get up and to be your success character. Where do you see yourself a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now? And how do you want to be at that point? Maybe you want to be somebody who has confidence. Maybe you want to be somebody who is a strong go-getter, who's successful, who's got money that they don't even have to worry about paying their bills because they've got plenty. Maybe you want to be somebody who's leading. Maybe you want to be somebody who is creating. Maybe you want to be somebody artistic that plays in phenomenal, incredible music. Maybe you want to be someone who shares love with everybody and helps people feel encouraged and uplifted. Whatever that is, stop for a moment and think about that person that you want to be, and what can you start doing today to become that person? Realizing that time is fleeting, that it slips away so quickly, that right now in this moment, be aware of the moment. Don't be rushing around all stressed out and just like, I don't know, disconnected, because there's so much you can love and enjoy and experience now. And that's what's important, is being here, being in this moment, loving, enjoying, and experiencing, but also realizing this is what my vision is, this is what I want, this is where I want to go, and how can I become that person right now? Maybe one of the things, like I said, that you want to do is be able to encourage others. Why not start now? For reals. Like literally, you can start encouraging people now. Start becoming that success character that you imagine. Maybe you want to be an influencer. Begin influencing in a positive way. Maybe you want to be somebody big in social media. Start now, start today. But make sure the things that you're doing align with what it is that you want, that they align with that success character that you're imagining. Maybe you're an adult. Maybe you're working in a regular job. You're already there. You do the 9 to 5, and you're thinking to yourself, this is what I'm doing until I can retire and get out of here. And I don't see any need to do a success character thing. And I don't see any need to really focus on what's happening right now. I beg to differ, y'all. Because every one of us is called to greatness. Every one of us. And so just getting by, just making it, doing it, just being there, just, doing just enough to keep yourself from getting fired, and they're paying you just enough so you won't quit. That's no life to live. There's more. There is so much more out there. Don't limit yourself on what your future can be. Because if you start today taking positive steps to get yourself into that success character that aligns with that vision for what you want, I'm going to tell you, even if, even if you don't make that exact vision that you have out there, every step you take towards that changes from where you currently are to where you're going to be, and you're going to be in a much better position anyway. So no matter what, these positive changes that you make are positively impacting your life, one step at a time. Maybe you're already retired, okay? And you're like, I'm retired, sight. No, there's still such an impact you can make in other people's lives. Do you know I read that Colonel Sanders, which is Kentucky Fried Chicken, didn't even start Kentucky Fried Chicken until he was 80? Yeah, 80 years old. Okay, y'all, today's my birthday. I'm 54 today. 80's a ways away, okay? I mean, some days I feel a little bit on the old side, but 80's a little bit more on that old side. And he started a business at 80? Isn't that amazing? So, what's your excuse? How can you sit there and say, no, I'm good? I mean, I know life is short and time is fleeting, and I really shouldn't even try to move towards doing something of value, something to make a ripple, something to change things, because I'm already old. No, y'all. No. No matter how young you are, no matter how old you are, no matter where you're at in life, you can envision a future that has you as a success character doing something that is going to give you pride. Like a real sense of pride and fulfillment and excitement and energy. And I'm going to tell you what, the best way to stay motivated is to stay inspired. And how do you stay inspired? It's because what you do is you figure out your vision of what you want. then you create your path to get there. And that's what's going to inspire you. And that's what's going to keep you motivated. And that's where the energy is going to come from. And you're going to be able to feel so much better at no matter what age that you are. And so when you're feeling, at any age, at any point, when you're feeling completely overwhelmed and you feel like this day is never going to end, I want you to stop for a second. I want you to realize the days may be long, but the years are short. And you do have a future. You have a future to dream of, to envision, to run towards. No matter how young or old that you are, you can make that difference. And you do deserve that victory. So guys, go for it. The time is short. Hurry. Start envisioning what it is you want and then run for it. I would love to hear what your vision is. I'd love to know how I can support you with your vision. So drop me a comment, shoot me an email, whatever, but just let me know what you thought about today's video. Don't forget to click like. If you haven't subscribed already, come on, subscribe. Click that little bell so you know the next time the video drops. And guys, I want to thank you again for joining me for Moments with Miss Amy.